this is EDWAN and today we are back in the studio. In this video I will cover the build-up and the drop sections of my track Runaway. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. And right before we start, a word from our sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people like music producers. You can explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. You can explore new skills, deepen your existing knowledge about music production, and get lost in thousands of courses. For example, you can check out the class by Jason Allen, which is about music theory for electronic music producers. It's really well done, and this is definitely something you need to know about when you create electronic music. I found this other very interesting class by Triggy Toven, which shows you how to get your music into TV and film projects. But there are thousands of other classes on Skillshare that you can check out. You can really spend hours learning and getting better at music production, and I think it's a great platform for learning new skills. You can check them out. It's less than $10 a month with no ads, of course, and they are constantly adding new classes to the platform, which is great. So make sure to check out Skillshare at the link in the description below. The first 1,000 people to use the link will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. Now, back to the video. First things first, we have the bass. And as you can hear, the high pass filter is going up here, then it goes down for the drop. It is this simple silent one preset with only a sinus waveform, so you don't need anything complicated to make a nice bass. You have to add some distortion on it and some compression basically to make it sound cool. Next up we have the sub. It is a Nexus sound, basic sinus as well, without any effects. And I simply got rid of the very low end. From the higher end, everything above 100 Hz is cut. I compressed it. Here I also got rid of everything below 35 Hz. Since the kick drum is already pretty powerful and pretty long, you don't want the sub to be too long and too rich in the very low end. So if you play the kick along with the sub here, nice. It has to interact well with the kick drum. And we have a very hard sidechain here. This is for the drop. Next up, the lead sound. EDWAN. It's made of 6 layers, so I stacked many layers. We have one called Magic here. Then a pluck one. You can really hear the reverb on this one. Then a harpsichord kind of sound, which is pretty synthetic but sounds cool. Then a super sauce layer, which is definitely not super sauce. I would call this tropical super sauce. Then the guitar. Celesta, the free instrument. Playing only in the build-up, not during the drop. During the drop we have only 5 layers playing. So in fact the magic layer is made of a xylophone, which is the Xylo by Alan Vista, which is free, link in description as well, and a music box instrument from the Korg M1 plugin. So without any effects, I added some OTT to make it a bit more powerful and present. Some classic delay, a lot of low end in this instrument that I didn't want, so I added some EQ here. I cut everything below 400 Hz. Some very short sidechain here. Again, cut some ugly frequencies and the low end, and I didn't want these frequencies. They were not noise at all. And routed them to a reverb bus here. and also to a long reverb, as you can see, which is very, very, very quiet, but mostly side signal. It's really meant to make the sound even wider. It's a bit longer than the other one. It's the same type of reverb, so they don't clash together. They just add something to each other, and the long reverb is much quieter and much more in the sides. Next up we have the pluck layer, which sounds like this. And it is a Spire instrument, Spire pluck, so without any effects sounds like this. There was already some delay on it, so I didn't add more here. But what I did was to cut the low end, some unwanted frequencies. Really cleaning the sound. Also added some OTT, pretty heavy one here, and longer sidechain. Some stereo enhancing to really make it more stereo and differentiate it from the other layers. And some EQ to get rid of the side signal in the low end. So we get rid of this. Sounds much, much, much cleaner. Up next we have the harpsichord instrument, which is Nexus instrument. And on this one I only put some EQ and some sidechain, and that's pretty much it. Next up, a Super Saw, which is not a Super Saw, which is a steel drum sounding instrument, and it's a Nexus preset, Caribbean Dream. Without any effects, it sounds like this. I kept the stock delay, which is pretty cool, I felt. As effects, again, traditional plugin chain. I cut everything below 800, got rid of a very not noise frequency here. Some sidechain. And a little bit of stereo shaping here. Next up we have the guitar, which is an engine guitar, baroque guitar. So on this guitar I had to get rid of the very low end, compress it, etc, etc. So I added some distortion, some compression, some delay, some heavy EQing here, sidechain, stereo enhancing. Who's that? And enter. Enter. Who's here? Oh!
It's synth.
It's synth. I've been nice this year.
You've been very nice this year.
Nice.
Very productive.
Yes, I've been
Nice.
nice. I've been nice. Please give me some nice.
Whoa, shit.
12 seconds later.
Hey, I'm back.
What are you bringing? Plugins?
No.
A new Ghost Producer cat?
No.
Bruh.
I'm gonna let you choose between the red pill or the blue pill.
So which one is what?
The blue pill is ignorance, and red pill is the truth. If you are a true producer, you will find out if you take the red pill.
But if I pray to a first to God, I don't need this.
You will never know. You will stay in the ignorant bliss if you take the blue pill. Which one you choose?
Which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments below.
Are you a real producer?
Yes,
Then you'll find out.
I'm a real producer.
Otherwise, you can stay in the total ignorance of your knowing.
Santa juicer, this is too hard. I will make the wise choice. I will take the blue one.
You did not. You choose to stay in the ignorance.
Yeah, because I know I'm a producer and I don't need your stupid red pill, Santa juicer. I can eat this one.
I guess we'll never know.
There is one more layer I forgot here, which is the vocal chop. It's also playing the melody. So this one is really simple. It's just a sample taken out of the vocal, and I set it to cut itself so that the samples do not overlap when they play. So without any effects. Then I cut some frequencies which would interfere with the lead layers, and some compression, sidechain, stereo shaping. And here I did a lot of surgical work because I needed to get rid of some harsh frequencies in the vocal. You don't even notice when they are gone, right? You just notice when I add them back, right? Then some distortion, compression, very light compression. Some fruity chorus, and finally even more stereo enhancing. I really wanted these vocal chops to be wide. The other layers are pretty straightforward. I have this FX upriser here, another upriser,
Another one.
another upriser here,
Another one.
got rid of the low end here, some snares, with some reverb, low cut and compression with the OTT. We have here another sample I didn't cover yet, which is the big Alesso clap, how I call it. It's just a combination of a hi-hat and a clap with a lot of reverb. Very important layer that I almost forgot is the piano. It's a contact piano called F9 Forte, and it sounds like this without any effects. So I need some OTT. Some compression with a pretty long attack to keep the transients of the piano. Sounds really powerful. With some EQ to get rid of the low end. Some sidechain. And some very strong EQ here that makes a lot of frequency go away, run away. This is meant to leave some room for the other instruments, because this piano sounds great alone, but when you add in instruments you need to make room for them. Here is how this part is made. It's like all the instruments stop playing, volumes go down, and it's time to diminish the reverb of the vocal, and it's like everything is going to drop now, and I wanted the drop to hit very hard, so that's why I cut all the instruments here. And with this sub drop, which makes nice effect. Noise effect. For the drop we have pretty much the same layers. A downlifter with some EQing on it, some stereo enhancing, some reverb. No sidechain on this one, I didn't want a pumping effect. A shaker loop, the same as we have in the beginning. Drop claps, cashmere drop claps. Cashmere top loop. A lot of cashmere samples in here, but let me solo these layers one more time. So we start from the lowest to the highest instrument. The sub first. Bass. Piano. So in here we have a strange kind of xylophone, which is in fact a Korg M1 with a Calimbone preset. The plugin called Unstable on it, which makes the pitch go up and down slightly, makes the sound a bit more interesting, cut a lot of frequencies, some delay, some reverb, some stereo shaping, stereo enhancing, and some sidechain. So let me play all the layers one after the other. First I'm going to play the drums alone. Kick drum, Cashmere punchy kick 24F, hi-hat, loop, and that's it for the drums. If your drums sound good on their own, it's already a pretty good start. Just solo your drums and see if they sound good. Next up, let's add a layer I forgot actually. Oh, the forgotten layer, the pan flute. I almost forgot the pan flute, guys. This is a pan flute, this is not piano one. The holy pan flute. This is a very important one, a very nice one. With some EQ on it. Lower the side signal to make it more mono. A little bit of sidechain because I didn't want to remove the flavor of the pan flute. Some reverb. I added a lot of reverb in this track, and I created this track in 2017 and it took me 3 freaking years to release it, so I need to release more songs. Let me know in the comments down below if you think I should release more songs, because sometimes I'm waiting for way too long before I release a track and I'm like not confident. I feel like I need a better vocal, better mixing, etc. And you guys ask me to release the track. I'm like, no, I want this track to be perfect, and then I end up not releasing it. Yeah, I should release more tracks, I think. Let's play the drums. FX's drums. Sub. Bass. Piano. Violin, kalimba, magic, lead layers, so that's it for the walkthrough of my track Runaway. Again, a big thanks for your support on this track and the music video I made with David. We had a lot of fun making it, so go check it out if you haven't yet. Let me know your questions regarding this track in the comments down below. You can download the plugins I mentioned. I've set a list in the description. And of course, you can now download the stems and start remixing this track, and send me your remix in the Producers subreddit, reddit.com/r/producers, and I'll review your remixes during my Thursday live stream. And who knows, I might release an EP with the best remixes. I'm waiting for your remixes. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your suggestions for the next videos. And of course, don't forget to pray to FL Studio.